One market maker tells Bloomberg that there was a lack of liquidity, and that was exacerbated by BLOK and BLCN's lack of a long track record here because they're new securities. What's your take on the dislocation that we saw in trading this morning?
Yeah, so we didn't see the dislocation once actual U.S. markets open. Where this dislocation was, Scarlett, was kind of in this overnight trading where, unfortunately, there's often retail investors trying to buy securities that really just aren't being traded, and doing so without using market limit orders. That's very important when buying ETFs. And if you're buying any type of ETF and just put a market order in, especially in after hours, bad things can happen. So, today we spent time really educating people and at least the people we were talking to, ensuring that they're doing placing market limit orders, so important for any ETF investor.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the terminal here. You've got this first third of the screen showing the pre-market trade, and then the regular session, which was pretty tame in comparison, and then the after-hours trade. Christian, talk a little bit about the distinction between your ETF BLOK and BLCN. BLCN is passively managed while BLOK is active. Why does active management work better right now at a time when no one seems to like actively managed equity funds?
Yeah, it's a great point, Scarlett. We think that the blockchain technology universe of companies is so dynamic. It's changing daily, seemingly, with different announcements and initiatives that's impacting valuation significantly. We really felt like we couldn't take a passive approach and only buy and sell these names once every 6 months, like the other index ETF does. We had to have a portfolio manager not only responding to those activities on a daily basis, but also avoiding some of these companies that are using blockchain in their name just to prop up their stock valuations. So we think this is the responsible way to invest in blockchain, actively managed, using that manager to be responsive on the upside, and also to try to manage downside risk.
You talk about name change. It's interesting because the SEC had requested that you and the other ETF change your name to no longer have blockchain in the name itself. They didn't have a problem with your ticker, though, did they? Because you still have BLOK.
That's correct. We didn't have any dialogue about the ticker. It really was about the fund name itself. And we were happy to change that. Certainly want to respect the SEC's concerns for investor protections. We know that's an important role that they play in the U.S. markets.
Now, do you think that because of your ticker compared to the other one, which is BLCN, that is making your ETF easier to find for investors? Volume in BLOK, for instance, is double that of BLCN.
Yeah, I think it's a combination. I absolutely agree. When you have a ticker that you can really kind of remember, it's really, the other one I think is quite hard. BLOK, I think it's pretty easy to remember. We've done other ETFs like HACK or iBuy, different tickers that really are memorable. Those are easier to go out and talk about. People remember them when they go back to their terminals. So, yeah, it definitely helps. But, ultimately, we think our performance advantage that we've shown today and the active approach is showing merit in the markets.